Okay, so a little bit of stats review for your test. If I have an ACT average of 20 and the standard deviation is 5.4, and I want to know what percentage of people are between a lower score of 19 and an upper score of 21, did you remember that that was under distur and then normal, what? CDF. And then there's four numbers, and you put them in order that's fairly logical. You put the lower in first, the upper in next, the average in next, and the standard deviation next. And, Alex, you got this one?
It's 14.69, but it's 14%, or 15.
If we were to round it to a whole percent, let's go with 15%. So about 15% of people get scores between 19 and 21. There you go. All right. Now, how would we use that inverse normal thing? I'll remind you. Inverse normal is when I say, I want to be in the top 20% of ACT scores. Because my college I'm going to says if I'm in the top 20%, that they'll let me in. Well, you're going to use inverse normal, and then after that, be careful. It'd be very easy to mess this up. Kate, do you remember what to put here? That's the hardest one.
It's 0.8.
Yes. Think of it as 80th percentile. So you want to be at 0.8 right there, which again is the inverse part. And then we want those other two stats, 20 for the average, 5.4 for the standard deviation. It usually has those two. You can see how important the average and the standard deviation are. All right. Those are the biggies on stats. Other than, do you remember if I gave you a list and you were to put them in under edit, stat, edit, and then I asked you to do one var stats? Let's just do it on the easiest list in history. 7, 8, and 9 are your three numbers. Find the average, the mean, the median, the Q1, the Q3. It's under stat, edit, put in literally 7, 8, and 9. And then just do stat, calculate, one var stats. And you would all know that the average is going to be 8, so that's no big surprise. But what's the standard deviation? If you know that, I know you did it right. Keenan, what did you get? Do you remember what the standard deviation looks like?
I don't think I got it. Is it just one?
Nope, the one underneath that.
Oh, wait, hold on.
0.81. Raise your hand if you had 0.81 for the standard deviation. Awesome. Then I know you did it right. If you had trouble with that, you can always bring it up, and I'll show you how to do that. You have stat, edit your list. You enter these on the list 1, and then you do what's called one var stats. You go calculate one var stats on list 1, and standard deviation came out to 0.81. There's more stuff if you arrow down, and that's how you do the one var stats. Okay. I think that's enough for the day. I want to have a lot of time for you to ask me questions. So, we're getting close here. You guys know that tomorrow morning you don't have your final in my class. It'll be the next morning. But there is a morning help time tomorrow. It's 2 hours long, and I'll be here. So if you want help between 8 and 10, I think it's 8 to 10. There's a couple hour help time. I'll be here. You can come in and ask, and I will happily help you.